How's it going, everybody? Nick Daniels here, coming at you live, man, yet again. And today we're going to be talking about the Halo TV show. Please be warned, there will be spoilers up ahead, so the whole video. So anyway, just like my dating app reviews here, we're going to be putting some pictures, just some stills up on the screen when I talk about certain things to get a rough idea maybe of what I'm portraying. So the Halo TV show has actually been out now for a little bit for a while, and I will admit, at first, I was a fan. I think I even made a video talking about it, where I actually genuinely didn't mind the first couple episodes. You know, obviously they weren't perfect, but overall I didn't hate them. You know, I really liked the Covenant's brutality, you know, in the first couple. You know, just slaughtering innocent civilians, or innocent humans, actually, would be the better word. Now, I think the big problem, and why I want to talk about it, is if I've been watching The Last of Us, which we're going to do its own video once the season concludes, and that to me is done right. You know, they're really respecting the source material. They're really respecting what is already there in working with it, you know? So even if they're not necessarily playing the games, they know the scenes, you know? And that's the thing. It's an adaptation from the game up. Halo technically does have novels as well, but primarily it's obviously going to be known for the game series. So yeah, so the series that they put out, I don't even remember what that was on, HBO or something. Not that good. So yeah, in the original Halo games, if you're not familiar, Master Chief is the main character you play as. He's a Spartan. He's a big green guy, or big green suit of armor, and he's just kind of a husk. He doesn't do a whole lot of talking. And the idea is that you're basically, I wouldn't say like a killing machine, but you're going to be plowing through aliens, you know, with weapons, and you're basically humanity's like last hope, right? There's really no other Spartans. And the story, I would have actually really liked if they would have kind of kept to that. You could do a little loose with it. You could be a little loose. And even the show, with the story that it had, I was actually really hopeful that it would be half decent, because I kind of liked the idea that they were doing something different, and maybe I was like the minority there, but I actually kind of enjoy when it's not always just like word for word from the source material, and where you can kind of like take some creative liberties and do a few things, right? But still, you want to keep it close to the originals as possible. So later into the season, I was going to just jump around. Later in the season, there's a scene where there's a bunch of the Spartans fighting, and they're against the Master Chief. So there's three of them in total fighting, four at the end. And the Master Chief isn't armored, okay? So the armor is a big thing in the show. It weighs 1 ton. I don't even know if it's mentioned in the show that it weighs that, but it weighs about 1,000 pounds. And he doesn't have any armor on him, okay? Spartans have like this like insane ability to fight physically, right? So like they can literally punch like a concrete slab, which I think is even shown. He takes direct punches to his skull, like so many of them that it's unreal, that they just like it did nothing. The plot was weak. You know, they constantly would just de-helmet Master Chief and have him like talk, because obviously you have to see the actor talking. You can't just have this husk that's just doing things. And the only time that they really got anywhere close to what the game was is they have Cortana, which, and that's not the Windows version of Cortana that pops up. Same voice, though. But yeah, so they have Cortana come in, and she like basically takes over the Chief at the end, and he's like kind of gone, and it's just Cortana. So then she's just literally a killing machine, because the Chief had some flaws. Yeah, overall, like I didn't mind like where they were going with it. I mean, whatever. Like again, I thought it was kind of cool. But yes, again, like it was like the delivery. If you look at Game of Thrones, it's the same idea. I don't necessarily mind how characters ended up at the end of the show. I really mind how they got to the end of the show. There clearly just wasn't that much care into it at all. Yeah, so overall, I think it was a really weak show. It's like if you look at like the Rings of Power, you know, there's a couple things that are okay, but you can tell there's mistakes. You know, like when you like again, I'll see if I can find the clip. But there's a couple clips in the show where the guns look like they're completely like made out of cardboard. Like they're just like not even colored or anything. Like they're just brown. And they look really like fake. I think one was like a plasma pistol and another was an assault rifle that the Chief goes to grab. They look really, really poor. And you know, and I don't mind like redesigns on enemies, but that even looked a little weird on some of them. Like the elites look super different, but again, you know, creative liberty, right? I think that's okay. And you know, and also the Master Chief not being the only Spartan was a bit different, but I don't know. Like overall, I think the plot just wasn't that good. I could, you know, I'd have to rewatch it and then go like scene by scene to try to like nitpick the show. But overall, I don't think I really enjoyed it that much. And at the end of the season, it was almost like more relief that it was done. You know, I didn't have to continue watching the show. So there's kind of that. So yeah, we will be talking about The Last of Us. That will happen. And I don't know. I want to do more movie reviews and show reviews. So if you guys enjoy this stuff, let me know. But I did one the other day on Ant-Man, and it did okay. I want to kind of like start moving away from the online dating a little bit, like not the primary focus of the channel, and just coming at you guys live. So all right, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.